Ladies and gentlemen, Showman, Lesting, if you like listing himself. And as our motto goes, if it ain't fun, don't do it. If it doesn't make you happy, and don't do it, you know. It's been a while, you know. Just trying to work on some things here and there. As you can see, the qualities are now different of the video. I'm trying to work on that, trying to improve everything possible to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best quality possible. And today I want to talk about something, the soul. You know, in most of the cases you'll find that we want to change ourselves. You know, you want to change some habits about yourself, but you find that you encounter a lot of difficulty, and then you always ask, you know, why am I changing? And then after some time, I'm back to where, back to default setting, the thing that we used to do. And if you researched, they say that for you to create a habit, I don't know, it takes around, I don't know, 14 to 21 days, something like that. And you always ask yourself, why is this the case? But you have to understand one thing, that we have the spirit, we have the body, and we have the soul. So the spirit, this is just your divine, this is just God, your connection with God. You know, that's something that you can't change, that's something that's there. And then you have the body, that's the physicality that you are blessed with when we came here. And then you have the soul. The soul basically is just what we've learned throughout our lifetime. When you're born with an innocent soul, you're born with a pure soul, you're born with a soul that is in alignment with the spirit, the same belief that the spirit has, the same belief that the soul has, you know. So as time progresses, you realize that you end up building a different soul. So when we were young, you know, we used to try things without the perception that it was wrong or right. We didn't have that, you know. But as time went by, then you came to realize that, oh, we are poor, oh, I'm black, oh, I'm white, and everything. So all these things are just a result of what you learn throughout your life. So the soul is just what we've learned. And you have to understand one thing, that the soul has three parts. Okay? The soul has what we call a will. The soul has, number two, emotions. And then lastly, it has the mind, you know. So the mind, basically, this is just the thought, what you think and everything. The will now is just the belief, you know, what do I believe from all these things that I've gathered. And then lastly, we have emotions, how do I feel on certain issues, you know. So me wanting to change who I am, you know, it's a process that we think that it's just a change of some things here and there, then everything's done. But for you to be able to change your character, for you to be able to change who you are, then you're changing your soul. And this is the hardest thing that you can do, because a soul is just everything that you've gathered. Let's say, for example, coming from a poor background, the perception was always the money is for evil. You know, money is just evil. You know, the rich are just evil. These are people who are gathering money in the wrong ways. That was the perception. Or money was not associated with God. You know, that's what the perception that we gathered. You know, so for me to be able to now attract money in my life, then I have to change this perception. I have to change the emotions that I have when I hear the word money. So for me to change from being poor to being rich, then it basically means that I have to change my soul. Not the spirit, not the body, but the soul. So that's why you find that you see some people who are dressing way we call it inappropriate, but yet they have awesome behaviors. Why? Because it's not about the physicality, it's not about the spirit, it's not about the body, but it's about the soul. You know, what's is your soul made up of, you know? So I want to change myself. I'm used to an environment whereby the perception was not positive in terms of attaining wealth and everything. So for me to change this, then it means I have to change this three part of the soul. You know, that's just the soul. Then I have to change the will, I have to change the emotions, and I have to change my mind. You know, again, let's say, for example, I am negative. Let's say, for example, I'm moody, I'm quick to anger, you know. For me to be able to change these types of behaviors, you know, I have to change my soul. You know, we spend so many things trying to change the spirit, but you can't change the spirit. That's your connection with God. That's the God in you. You can't change that, but you can change your soul. So for me to change these three things, then I have to focus on them each. You know, I am broke. I am poor. I come from a poor background. For me to be able to attract well, then it means that I have to start thinking positive thoughts, because the soul is part of it is the mind. Then I have to start thinking wealthy, richness. I have to start thinking that. That's step number one. Step number two, then I have to start feeling that thought, and I have to start feeling that wealth. And number three is the will. Now the belief, I have to force it in. You know, you can't change anything in your life if you don't focus on these three things. You know, I am sick, or I'm obese, and I want to change this. This is my soul. You know, you may say it's your body, but it's your soul. There's nothing that your body can do to you if you don't allow it. You know, we have the ability to control that, but we have not been taught that. So if I want to change my obesity, then I have to change the way I look at myself. I have to fake it in my mind and say, that's not who I am. You know, now I'm changing my soul. Then I'm starting with my thoughts. Then after my thoughts, then I'm changing my emotions. You know, I start feeling, rather than me feeling obese, instead of me feeling low self-esteem, instead of me feeling like these clothes don't fit me, you know, I can't go out and everything, I start feeling differently. And then now I build in a new belief. When I start believing that I'm healthy, when I start believing that I have a strong self-confidence, I have strong self-esteem, when I start believing that I'm good looking, then the obesity has no power over. I don't know if you're getting each other. So changing yourself is changing the soul. Don't focus on the body. You're doing it wrong when you focus on the body. It doesn't matter how many times I'm going to the gym and lift weight. If my perception is poor, I can't change nothing. It has to involve your soul. You know? You want to improve, you want to be promoted in your work, then you have to improve your soul, not your body. Don't focus so much on the way you dress, no, focus on your soul. And your soul basically involves everything. From your senses, because the moment I'm afraid of people, I'm going to affect my senses. Just the moment I step in front of people, I'll start feeling fear, you know, goosebumps, you know, even my communication, my sense of smell, all this will be affected. So it's just about the soul. So guys, changing anything in your life, always focus on the soul. Focus on the soul. And as I've said, the soul is made up of three parts. It's made up of the emotions, it's made up of the mind, and it's made up of the will. It's the thought, the emotion that come from it, and then now the belief, the will. You know, I struggled so much with that because I had a wrong perception, and I spent a lot of time trying to read and everything, but it was just to improve my mind, and then the emotions got involved, and then the belief system. You know, I can tell you for free, you can get promoted by not befriending your boss. You can get the dream car that you wanted by not selling everything that you have. It's just the perception. Sometimes it may be instant, sometimes it may take time, but what you need to do, you need to focus on that soul and try as much as possible to do it so often that the will is in alignment with that thing that you want. Your Ishoman, L-E-S-T-N-G, if you like, listing in self, you know. If it ain't fun, don't do it. If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Cheers.